everyone, welcome to a 15-minute de-stress yoga workout. So we're going to really focus on opening up the shoulders, opening up the hips, really focusing on those parts of the body that can feel a little bit tense and tight. So all you need for this workout is a yoga strap or some kind of tie. It could be like a scarf or a men's tie, and we'll use that to really work on the shoulders towards the end. So let's begin in a comfortable cross-legged position, sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, closing your eyes gently and taking a few nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. So with every breath out, begin to feel your muscles relax. Notice if you're holding tension in those parts that we tend to squirrel tension away. So it might be your forehead, your temples, your jaw. Just allow those muscles to soften and relax as you breathe. As you breathe in, begin to send that breath down into the belly, taking deeper breaths that fill your entire lungs with fresh oxygen. And when you're ready, let your eyes gently open back up. Find a nice tall spine. Tuck your chin just very slightly to create some length at the back of your neck. And let's begin to add some movement. So take a nice deep breath in, reach your arms all the way up. And then as you breathe out, relax the arms back down by the sides. Let's do that again a couple more times. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. And one more time. This time, keep your arms up above the head. And we're going to take a stretch over to the right side. Inhale back up through the center. Send that breath over to the other side. We'll do that one more time on each side. So keeping your upper body nice and relaxed as you do this. And then we reach both arms back up. As you breathe out, let's take a twist towards the right. Breathe in, reach your arms back up. Twist over to the left. Breathe in, and then release the arms down by the sides. So let's turn into a tabletop position. We're going to use a lot of circular motions to really work on warming up the body and opening up any tension. So find a nice neutral spine. We'll take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to press into the palms, tuck your tailbone, and really round out through the back. And then breathe in, take your eye gaze through to facing forward, drop the belly. And then let's do that again. This time you're gonna pick up your right knee, tuck the knee in towards your nose, and then inhale, lengthen out through the toes, and eye gaze forward. So we'll do that again. So round out, tuck the knee in, breathe in, lengthen out. One more time, tuck the chin to the knee. Lengthen out. Now, if it feels good and you have the space, you can bend that right knee, extend the left arm forward, and then reach back. Maybe you can take a hold of the top of the foot, push the foot into the hands, and find a nice opening for the chest. Good. Let's release arm and knee, bring the hand back to the mat, and then take a moment back in child's pose. So relax if you have any tension in the wrists. You can do a few little circles here. And then we'll find our way back into tabletop. So let's try that on the other side. So let's breathe in, lengthen through the spine. As you breathe out, you tuck your knee in towards the chin. Inhale, lengthen everything out. So almost imagine you're trying to reach those toes back to touch the wall behind you. And you're lengthening the crown of your head forward. Let's do that one more time. So find that length first. Reach right arm out, bend left knee. Maybe you reach around, take a hold of that foot. Push the foot into the hands and find that beautiful stretch. So we get a beautiful stretch for the shoulder here as well. Good, let's release hand and knee. Take a moment back in child's pose. You can take the knees nice and wide, walk your fingertips forward, and feel that stretch. So a nice stretch for the low back and the shoulders. Good, let's make our way back up into child's pose. And we're just gonna do a little bit of motion for the hips here. So you can shift the hips to the right, shift the hips to the left. You can take your eye gaze around the shoulders so you get a nice C curve to the spine. Good. And we're gonna stay down on the mat for this entire 15-minute flow. So we won't be coming up to standing. So it's a nice one if you just wanna stay super relaxed and do a quick flow to really open up those muscles. So let's sit back onto the heels, take a little shoulder roll back. I'm gonna come to face the front here. So take your fingertips, rest them up on top of the shoulders. We find a nice tall spine, slightly tucking the chin. We're gonna start some slow, small circles with the elbows. Good, so really opening up through the shoulders. You can make the circles a little bit bigger. And then come back to stillness. We're gonna take the circles in the opposite direction. Good, so we wanna keep the breath flowing. So almost imagine those breaths are moving in circles too. So we breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose, and let's release the arms down. Let's take a quick stretch for the wrists. So pressing the heel of the palm forward. Good, and then relax down. Now we're gonna come into our tabletop once again. So take your hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. One little trick I like to use for downward dog. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable for the shoulders when our palms and our fingertips are straight up and down. So you can always think about just slightly turning your fingertips out to the side, almost like just at 11 and 1 on a clock. So let's start to tuck the toes. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your hips up nice and high, finding your downward dog. You might want to pedal through the feet here, opening up through the back of the legs. Good. So beautiful stretch for the entire back of the body. Good, and let's start to add a little bit of circular motion in here as well. So as you breathe in, you can extend that right leg up to the ceiling. So finding a three-legged dog. You can bend the knee, open that hip out to the side. You're gonna try to keep your shoulders square to the mat. And if it feels good, you can take that knee, bend it in, open it up. So you're creating, again, a beautiful opening flow for the hips. Good. Now we can take our hips back to the center. We can slide that right leg through. So we're gonna find a low lunge here. Lower the left knee to the mat. You can stay fingertips to the mat. You can also inhale, find a beautiful baby back bend. Good. Now if it feels good, we take the arms to the side. We're gonna look towards that right leg and reach the right fingertips behind. Good. Let's breathe in, arms come back to the center. Tuck the back toes, step it back into downward dog. Take a moment and rest in child's pose if you need it. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out here, finding lots and lots of length through the legs. And then let's take a deep breath in, reach your left toes up to the ceiling. Good, you can bend that left knee, open the hip to the side. So keep the breath flowing. So whenever you find you're holding your breath, you just want to open it back up again. So even release the stretch a little bit, come back a bit so that you can breathe freely. Good, now we can take that flow. So inhale, open the hip as you exhale. Do a few circles. Good, you might notice some pops and cracks. Let's take that left foot, step it through. Lower right knee to the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then really think about softening your shoulders here, pressing into that left heel. Beautiful. Let's take the arms out to the side. We're going to circle to the back. Maybe reach your fingertips behind. You can also lower that, and you can even create a little bit of a bind here so you can wrap your arms. Good, let's take our arms back to the center, reach up, hands come down, and then we're just gonna slide that knee under, have a seat, and come to face the front. So let's take one leg, extend it out. We're gonna get some beautiful hip opening and shoulder opening here as well. I do say beautiful a lot, so that's my Achilles heel when it comes to teaching yoga. So let's take our arm on the inside of that leg. Take a deep breath in, stretch over to the side, and creating a beautiful C curve through your ribs, through your hips. Soften into the elbow. Good. Now we're going to inhale, release that stretch. Hand comes beside the hip. A couple choices here. You can stretch over to the side seated, or you can inhale, lift up onto the knee, press the toes into the mat, and find a spiral twist. So I always like to keep my eye gaze down at the hand here. It just feels better for my neck, but you can also look up towards the ceiling. You can also do some circles here, so opening up through the shoulder joint and through the front of the body. Good. And if you find a sticky spot, you can kind of hold it there, breathe in, and then when you're ready to release, gently lower the hips back down. Let's try that on the other side. So extend the other leg long, tuck the foot in, arm on the inside here, take a breath in, breathe out, over into that side stretch. With every inhale and exhale, think about softening a little bit more into any parts that feel tight. So that might be around your hips, might be in your upper back, or in your shoulders. Good, inhale to release that stretch. Hand comes by the hip. Take a deep breath in. You can find the spiral twist or stay seated. And again, you can add those circles, sweeping some big circles, tracing the circle with your fingertips. And again, pausing in any spots that feel a little bit extra tight. And when you're ready, release it back down to the mat. Come and sweep those knees around. Come and have a seat. You can stay toes tucked, you can stay down on the knees, or come to a comfortable cross-legged position. So here's where we incorporate the strap to open the shoulders. So you can again use a tie, use a scarf, or if you have a yoga strap, this works quite well. You're going to loop the band around, and we're doing some shoulder flossing. So basically that means we're going to try to move the shoulders in all directions. So we'll start to shift over towards the side, and then inhale, exhale, come over to the other side. Inhale, we'll go back and forth a few times. Allow the breath to flow easily as you really play around with the stretches in the shoulders. Shoulders can hold a lot of tightness. They're also pretty much our most mobile joint in the body because they can move in all directions. Good, you can also think about drawing your shoulders or your arms in behind your head and then coming forward. Inhaling, opening up. You can even bend those elbows. And then forward. So as you do this, try and keep your back long as possible. Slightly tuck the tailbone if you can. Good, and just play around with it. So if you want to go back to the side stretches, that can feel really good. You might also choose to shift the hips to the side and come into a deeper stretch. And then come through the center, shift the hips to the other side. Good. So release that. Now you can also widen the band. That's going to be a little bit more intense of a stretch. So you might be able to bring your shoulders a little further back. And once you feel like you've gotten your shoulders a little looser, you've loosened some tension, let go of some of the little pockets of tension that can hide back there. You can place the band off to the side. And let's take a few more intenser or more intense stretches for the shoulders. So we're gonna reach our arms up above the head. We'll start just by taking those cactus arms. So same idea, really opening up the shoulders and the chest, keeping the back nice and long. And then we'll reach both arms up, take one arm in behind your head, find a tricep stretch. And if it feels good, lean your head back into the hands, tuck the tailbone, and you'll feel a deep stretch here through the shoulders and the tricep muscles at the back of the arms. Good, let's release that stretch. Let's take the other arm, bend the elbow, gently lean the head back into the hands. Allow the breath to flow. Try to relax your shoulders away from your ears if you can. Good, release that stretch. Take a little shoulder roll back. And one final stretch for the shoulders, one of my favorites. Take your hands in behind your head. One hand rests on top of the other. We're gonna take a deep breath in, lean your head back into the hands, open the elbows nice and wide, and again, think about tucking the tailbone slightly so we're not arching the back. Good, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, start to tuck the chin towards the chest. You're gonna draw your elbows together. And then come back up to a nice neutral spine. Release the arms. Come and find a comfortable cross-legged position. Let your hands come up to rest on top of your knees. One little trick for your shoulders. Whenever you can take the position of palms up, it will be a little bit more relaxing for your shoulders. It just allows them to open up as opposed to palms down. So let your eyes gently close. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, send it deep into your belly. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine your shoulders are just melting away from your ears, softening towards the mat. And as you continue to breathe, feel that wave of relaxation move from the crown of the head all the way down the length of your spine. Allow your chin to drop slightly. Feel that length through the back of your neck. And remember that as you go through your day, you can always take a few moments at your desk or in front of the television and take some time to stretch out through the shoulders. So you can allow your eyes to gently open up. Take a nice deep breath in, reach all the way up above the head, bring the palms to meet, bring the palms down in front of the heart. And I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you feel a little less stressed and better able to go through your day.